Facebook, as you probably know, went completely dark yesterday. So did all of the companies associated with Facebook. So we had WhatsApp going out, we had Instagram going out. It was out for most of the day and the world went crazy because we're not used to it going down. The estimated toll that it took on the company is about $65 million, according to a back of the envelope calculation from Forbes. And the whole issue really made people think about the fragility of the internet at large. We had a developer in the blockchain space, Kieran Mosqueda, who wrote a big long thread about how the issue that happened at Facebook is actually something that could happen in the crypto space. He said, Facebook went down due to a config error. What if I told you the same error can make cryptocurrency networks go offline? And he kind of digs into it. I'll give you a TLDR about this. The idea was that they're using something called BGP. It was a BGP update that went wrong with Facebook. BGP stands for Border Gateway Patrol. The idea is that you have your IP addresses. You've got to figure out when you're using the internet how your computer knows how to talk to other computers in the network. And a lot of this is organized by this thing called Border Gateway Patrol. And what happens is you have internet service providers that maintain a list of other network providers that it will take BGP updates for, so the system doesn't get polluted with noise or fake configurations. Now, what if this what if there's a BGP misconfiguration from one of these key providers, which could effectively block the internet or have you no longer be able to access or route traffic correctly? And this is what happened with Facebook. Kieran goes on to explain a few examples in history that this actually did target crypto networks. He said in 2014, an attacker used BGP hijacking to redirect connections from mining pools to a node that the attacker controlled. So people were effectively mining on behalf of the attacker. In 2018, my Ether wallet was targeted. It caused traffic to instead be routed to a phishing website. So the internet is super fragile. He says that things like the Blockstream satellite are actually a step in the right direction with making the internet more robust, but we have a long way to go in creating redundancy and making this a super strong system. I mean, let's dive into this. Let's dive into Web 3.0, decentralized internet, and whether the Facebook outage affected you guys. Jen, how did you go with Facebook being down yesterday? Are you worried about the crypto space potentially, being blocked as more of these attacks become prevalent?
I had so many thoughts yesterday. I had actually a very peaceful day with all of the apps being down. I know a lot of people didn't. And I had so many thoughts and I hope that they don't come across as word vomit. But before we knew what was going on with Facebook, I immediately stopped laughing, Will. Before we knew what was going on with Facebook.
Smiling along with you.
I immediately started thinking about what a decentralized social future would look like. And I know that's a little bit different than how you keyed up this segment. But I did get a little bit down the conspiracy theories. And I thought, after the whistleblower interview, if Facebook did decide to turn off their network for whatever reason, maybe to show the world what life would be like without their services, what would that mean if they did that again? And so I thought about it in terms of marketing. I come from a marketing background. If we think about large brands who spend, let's say, 50% of their marketing spend on digital, it's not like Facebook lost that money yesterday, but it really affected how businesses make money. They have ROI on the money that they spend on digital advertising, which happens for the most part on Facebook and Instagram. And so Facebook could affect businesses in that way and individuals who make a living off of social media in that way from being down for just a day. It's absolutely crazy. And my immediate thought was the solution is decentralized social media. And now, Naomi, what you're telling me is that is not the case. This can also happen in the crypto sphere. So now we need to talk about a decentralized internet. And Will, I'm going to throw it up to you to kind of explain how a decentralized internet looks and what needs to happen for us to get there.
Yeah, I can just pull that entire segment out of my back pocket here. Decentralized internet will look like. I don't know. That's a deep topic. I will say that there are some cool protocols out there that we should talk about. Handshake is one. So if you look at what happened with Facebook, and I don't know all the technical details at all, I will say it was a pretty base level problem, like going very deep into internet stack. And there are protocols out there that are trying to address that. For instance, Handshake is trying to make this whole DNS world kind of decentralized. There's things like Gun, which is a decentralized database service where you basically have all your databasing just redundant across multiple different platforms. Because typically when you're doing databasing, which is not everyone's like most interesting topic out there, but it is pretty important as we saw yesterday. But typically you only have like one server location, maybe a few redundancies. But if that server goes out, then you're kind of screwed. So it's good to have some sort of redundancies built into it. Just to get back to Naomi's point, I think this will bring more attention to decentralized internet space, whatever that kind of looks like. A lot of Web3 right now is focused on integrating Web 2.0 and money, and not as focused on as decentralizing Web 2.0. But I think decentralizing Web 2.0 is probably the more important thing right now, as we saw yesterday. Facebook out for 6 hours means a lot of people who use WhatsApp every day for commerce or for talking to other people, communication, they got shut out of this whole business. So I think yesterday was a great testament to what Web3 builders are building. I don't think we're there yet, but it's a great testament to it. Zach, I'll throw it to you as we kind of wrap up that thought.
Yeah, and it's not without kinks. I know we mentioned Blockstream and their satellite network. Blockstream's Liquid network had a major outage yesterday. I don't know if that was resolved overnight, but these things are systems that are fallible, and
3 people noticed.
That's going to be and 3 people noticed because no one uses Liquid. Sorry, Liquid. Sorry, Blockstream. Reputation exceeding output here in 2021. Shout out to Blockstream. What up?